welcome back. It's January 18th, Wednesday, so it's New Comic Book Day. And I just came back from the comic book. I just came from the comic book store. It's right around the corner from my work, so on the way home, I hit the comic book store on Wednesday whenever I can. Sometimes it's a little more difficult than others. But today, I did. I actually hit the comic book store, and I got some new comics. So, what did I get? Let's see. Let's take a quick look. So I got, how many DCs did I get? Alright, so I got some, what the heck? Hold on. Let me get organized here. Like I said, I just got off work, and I just have to go to the comic book store. So, here we go. So, I got, crapola. Okay, so I had number one of this, but these aren't new. I don't know when these were out. I didn't pick up new issues of anything. I mainly got some issues that were out. The comic book store I go to is a small annex of the big comic book store in Tucson. It's Fantasy Comics, and there's Fantasy Comics North, and they don't carry as much of the new stuff yet. So I looked back some of the last week's issues. So I did have number one of this. I got He-Man versus Thundercats, or He-Man Thundercats 2 and 3. I had number one. So I got these right here. I think this is a great story. It's very cool. So those are good. Check those out. I like those. DC. What else did I get? I got 2 Justice Leagues. I haven't read them in a while. I got 7 and 8 of Rebirth. 7 and 8. All right. I like Justice League. Always have. I like the heroes in the Justice League. And then I started getting Marvel again because I had Marvel Unlimited for a long time, and I couldn't see buying comics because in 6 months I was going to read them anyway. So I just stopped buying comics, stopped buying Marvel comics, and just bought independent comics. So when I did that, I sort of got lost on what's going on with the Marvel because it was 6 months, and so what I did was I stopped Marvel Unlimited, and there's a gap now between when I stopped and the 6 months that was going on. So I missed like Civil War and all that. I know what sort of happened, but I missed the whole Civil War thing and the stuff. So I'm back to collecting some Marvel stuff. I got a couple issues. I got number one of Gamora. You see that? Number one of Gamora. And I got this one, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I got this one, what, 2 weeks ago, week ago, at the big store. I got the Hulk, because Hulk's my favorite, but now it's the She-Hulk. Number one now. Got that. Number one of Black Panther in the world of Wakanda. I love Black Panther. Okay. Got that one. And number one of Power Man and Iron Fist, which were one of my favorites growing up as a kid. I love Power Man, Iron Fist. I thought Power Man was freaking fantastic. He was just cool as hell. I've always had a thing for the big, like the Thing and the Hulk and Power Man, Wonder Man. He's big. It's just brute force. I mean, it's just, and there's no that stuff. It's just. And that was it. So I've always sort of liked that style of hero. Was just a guy who just runs in. He's like, hey, I'm invulnerable, I'm super strong, I'm just gonna whoop your ass, and there's nothing more to say about it. I did pick up this at the comic book store. The other one is New Nebula. It's actually a compilation of local artists produced right here in Tucson, and it's a local artist doing little strips of their own comics. Let me see some of that. I picked that up. Support local comics, support local creators, so looks like good stuff. I haven't really quite got into it ready yet. I'm going to sit down and go through it, but yeah, it's produced right here in the good old Pueblo. So that's it. New Comic Book Day. Hope you guys got good stuff. It got me thinking about comic book stores, though. I have moved several times in my life. I've moved I've lived in Phoenix. I've lived in Tucson. I've lived on Snowflake. I lived in Vegas and Huntington Beach and Cupertino, California. Not well, Sunnyvale, northern Bay Area. Um, I lived in Corona, California. I live both places, but got me at comic book shops, and there's two that stick out in my mind that I remember. The first one, when I first started collecting comics, I was just a kid. It was really just Circle K. It was the racks, the spin racks, and the magazine racks at Circle K or 7-Elevens in Phoenix. That's all you did. You went through those. You didn't go to comic book store. My mom wouldn't take me to a comic book store. You could find comic books back then in grocery stores. They had spin racks and stuff like that at grocery stores. So I'd have my mom buy me a couple, stuff like that. So when I moved to Vegas, that's when I first got into really getting into D&D. And actually, I got into D&D in Phoenix when I was in grade school. First time I ever played it. And then I really got into it in junior high in Vegas. And my friends there were also nerds, of course. Nerds hang out with nerds and geeks. And back then we were the true nerds and geeks that were made fun of and picked on and everything else in school. So we went to a comic book store in Vegas. It was a comic book store called Page After Page, and it's closed now. I just found that out. It's closed. It was the very first official comic book store that I went to. We went and picked out comics, and I remember seeing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles there, and that had to be in the early 80s. Yeah, that had to be in the early 80s when I went there. And then from Vegas, I went to Southern California. I lived in Huntington Beach, and the first comic book shop I found there was in down by the pier. I rode my bike down by the pier, and there was a little comic book shack off. They have those little shops and on the pier and around the pier area, and they had a comic book shop there. Basically, it was long boxes, a bunch of old issues. Didn't have a lot of new stuff. It was just a guy selling old issues and stuff. So I went through some of his stuff, and then it was again Circle K's on the racks and stuff. But then there was a comic book shop in Fountain Valley, and it was called the Land of Ooze and Oz, and it's still open. I found it on the internet. It's still open. It's on Brookhurst Avenue in Fountain Valley, which runs right down through Huntington Beach, I believe. And I've been to that one. And that was another comic book shop I went to. And then when I went to Corona, I didn't even get anything up. Sorry, that's my phone. So, yeah, those are a couple that stick out in my mind for comic book shops. It's interesting because you start to think back on where you used, collect. Can you remember when your first comic book shop was? What was the first one you walked into? Oh my God, it's an actual shop and it's got all size comics. It wasn't like in the day now when you walk into a comic book shop and there's magic cards and pops and Dorbs and figures and toys and just graphic novels, trades. It was just, I guess there was graphic novels and trades, but there was just comics. It was just straight comic books, maybe some posters, but just comic books. And they were small little places, and they were just comic books, and that's where you went. And they weren't, like they are now, where they're these huge, they sort of had. I guess they're sort of cutting down on it now. I guess. Are the brick and mortars going away, or are they, is it still making sort of a comeback now with people wanting to get their hands on actual comic books? So, that's the great thing. Comic book shops should stay around. So, maybe if you can remember what yours were, you can leave in the comment section of what's your favorite or what you remember your first ones were when you first walked into a comic book store. Page After Page would probably be the first one I went to, and I remember that was good because we were on a weekend D&D binge. We started Friday after school at my friend's house, and we didn't get done playing till Sunday. And during that time, we had walked down to where he lived near it and walked down to it and got some comics. So, guys, good times. Okay, so that's about that for comic books. So, did you guys get good comic books today? Did anybody go pick up anything good check them out. I mean, it's New Comic Book Day. Something else I got. I didn't get this. My son gave it to me, Sam. He gave it to me. It's Adorbs. Adorbs. And he got it from his Civil War Marvel mystery box. It was Civil War, I guess, this time, the box. And this is the exclusive collector's corpse. It's the Dorbs, Iron Man Dorbs. See that? No, Tony Stark. Iron Man. He doesn't collect them, so he gives them to me. So I get them for free. So, cool, right? Cool. Got it. We have other ones on here. Got Captain America, Black Widow, Falcon. Cool. Got that. So, I don't know. What else is going on? So, it's New Comic Book Day. That's what I got. Haven't been doing much else. Have you guys been watching Emerald City? You guys like that show? I don't know. It seems like they're trying to be too much like Game of Thrones. I mean, there's no boobs and stuff in it, but everybody's yelling. Can you hear them? Everybody just yelling. Yes, but I need a basement or something. So it seems like they're trying to take the Wizard of Oz and just like make it as real and gritty as they possibly can. I mean, it's just, if it wasn't for DVRs, I probably would not have watched it because there's so many freaking commercials through it that I have to fast forward through. So I don't know. I don't know if I like it or not. It's a real weird spin on the Wizard of Oz. No, maybe you can leave a comment if you liked it or not. Like I said, it seems like it's just trying to be too much like a Game of Thrones. They're trying to get it as gritty as possible on national TV, and they're entering witches and running a brothel and people getting killed and the Scarecrow's a guard and stuff like that. So I don't know. Tell me what you think. If you like it, I'm still watching it. But hey, Gotham started up too, so that's a good thing. Gotham started back. So we're checking that out. So that's about it for this time. Nothing else really going on. So like I said, New Comic Book Wednesday. I'll have to give those a read. My co-host, hey, Meg, you got anything to say? Meg? No? Got anything to say? No. She ain't got nothing to say. She got whatever. So, once again, it's a quick vlog of just things going on. That's it. Like it. Hit the like button if you like it. Subscribe. I appreciate it. Tell me some more things you want to see or talk about. Get a conversation going, different things going on, and try to keep this going. All right. So have a good one and enjoy your comic book day, and go read some comics, man. Stop watching this video and go read some comics.